Just if you could share what it was like for you being back on the floor with your guys.
Yeah, I mean, that was to be expected. Just felt great to, feel like I was playing meaningful basketball. Been, a lot of time off and no, just happy more than anything to be out there. I could have shot 0 for 50. I would have been fine with it. Just playing basketball. It's what I love to do. So, it's so much a part of me. So having it taken away from me last year and then being super unlucky with the injury is just more than anything, just, really, really happy to be back out there. But, things will progress. It'll probably take me, couple weeks maybe to feel like myself, but just wanted to get out there and get up and down the floor more than anything.
The guys, when you were practicing with him at the beginning, said you can immediately feel his impact. I know that you're on minutes restriction, but how do you see yourself, putting yourself in a situation where you do make this team better moving forward?
Yeah, no, I think the only way that happens is, having exposure with the guys out there, just being with them in practice. We had a great practice yesterday. Obviously didn't show tonight on the floor, but, just getting better. Like there's some movements like me, pushing off, going to my left, Zion would just rip right. Like that's going to get better. That type of movement is going to get better. I'm going to start trusting them more. I think that, this thing has become more of a mental hurdle than anything else, just trusting it. And, being out there with the guys and playing significant minutes and having, not just finding a rhythm myself, but also being out there and finding a rhythm with them is going to be huge. And the same goes for Larry. He said the same thing tonight. It just felt, a little different being out there, but, just need to get his legs underneath him and start feeling better out there and playing more minutes with the guys.
I know that there was a dip like in that last game with Darius not being in at the very end of that Pacers game. And now just seeing the team trying to figure out who that floor general will be on the floor for you guys without him and his presence. What adjustments do need to be made for you guys to adjust to not having him on the floor?
We just have to pick each other up. I think, DG has been such a great floor general for us. He's allowed Colin to be himself and go out there and score and just, play great basketball throughout the season, take a little, bit of stress and, alleviate anything out there on the floor for each other. So we're just going to have to pick up with DG out. We don't know how long he will be out, but this team has been amazing. We've understood that, we're one play away or one guy's one play away from getting significant minutes. So it's just that next man up mentality. Teams preach it and talk about it all the time, but, of all the teams I've ever been on, is right up there with, any other team with guys that really root for each other and love each other and want to be around each other, want to see others have a lot of success. So, no, I think we all want to see DG get back as soon as possible, but we all have to pick each other up in the meantime.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Kevin, good to see you, man.
Good to see you, Chris.
Can you take us into your recovery, just the level of frustration that this injury caused for you and why the mental hurdle was so tough for you to get over with this one?
Yeah, I don't want to speak hyperbole or take it over the top with it, but this is probably the most mentally taxing, not the most physically taxing injury, but the most mentally taxing for me for sure. Having, everybody knows with the pandemic and missing the last 17 games and really falling in love with the game again. I mentioned watching the teams in the bubble and not being able to be there, the 30 for 30 Jordan document, like everything that led up to it. And then, I get into training camp and I'm like, man, I haven't felt this good in years. Like I really feel amazing. I think it was the break as well as all the work I put in the off season to just feel great and go out there and just compete and be the best for the team and my guys and myself. So, leading up to it, when it happened, it was just like, everything that could have went wrong leading up to the point where it happened went wrong. And then I think just, and what I didn't understand is like there's levels to it too. So like a grade 1, a grade 2, a grade 3. So it was the healing process and it healing fast, and then the scar tissue and not being able to press out and like having to beat that down. And it was just, really, mentally frying. And I got so fucking sick of riding the bike and doing the Versa climber. I'm like, there's never been a time in my life where I've wanted to run sprints more than 2-3 weeks ago. And I came back, I had a great practice. I think it was at the 8-week mark. I had a great practice. And, the next day I was like, I feel a little sore. And mentally I was like, man, I just need to get over this hump. But then it came time to, kind of get through the All-Star break. I came back, had a little bit of a breakthrough. And now I'm just hoping these next couple or few weeks, I'll get the wind underneath me. I'll get to start feeling like myself again and won't be as sore. And, a lot of that calf pain has subsided. So I'm hoping that a lot more of my lift will come back in the meantime. But mentally, yeah, it was really a struggle because, first and foremost, just who I am. I'm a basketball player first and foremost, and I've loved this game for so long. So, when you have it taken away from you and you feel, like there's not much you can do after working so damn hard, that can be really disheartening and, a tough hurdle to overcome, but you got to keep pressing.
Was there any thought during the recovery, Kev, of, Jesus, my body is just not going to allow me to be the player that I think I should be, I think I can be, I have been in the past?
No, because, again, I came into this season feeling so good. And if I could just get that feeling back, I know I'm that guy. I know I can be that guy. I think I surprised Isaac early on too with a couple of dunks I put down in training camp. So, we got a 19-year-old saying that, you feel good about yourself. But no, I think, my impact can be, huge for this team and, veteran leadership and, just being Kevin Love. At the end of the day. But no, it was just a really weird, unlucky, unfortunate injury. But no, this is something I can definitely, get through and overcome.
You're talking about riding the bike. I saw you in the first half. I think you made it to the French Quarter and back by the time the first half ended.
No, that's just, I'll make this short, but it's just, continuing to get back to the right way. Just making sure I'm doing everything right to get to where I need to be.
And then the last thing for me is in any way, are you surprised at how long it took you to get back?
Yeah. Because in my mind's eye, I think naturally you never want to set a time frame because anything can be a hiccup, but the doctors say, okay, a grade 2, everybody's an expert. Everybody's a doctor, right? They're like, oh, look at Marcus Smart was back in 3 or 4, whatever. But it's different. There's levels to this shit. So grade 2, whatever, doctors are probably 8 weeks, maybe 6, but pretty much it's going to be 8 weeks. And when I got to 8 weeks, I was like, I'm playing. And then, just had a minor setback. And then it was came All-Star break super fast. So they're like, all right, why don't we wait? And I was, obviously frustrated by that because I said, I want to get back. And we were, at the time we were losing 8, 9, 10 games in a row. We win 4 out of 5. And that gave me a little bit of okay, I can take this time just to get right, work my ass off over the break. And now just going to keep working to see more minutes. But it was killing me not to be out there and not to feel like I had arrived at my destination on time. So, I'm tired of missing games, but, I just had to do right by my body there, therefore do right by the team as well.
Appreciate you, bud.
Kelsey.
Kelsey Russo, The Athletic. Hey, Kevin, good to see you. Kind of actually going off that last question, your time away, using your voice, I guess, on the sidelines, I guess, where do you think you helped the most in that instance? Because you had so much time to watch what was going on and being able to help the guys in timeouts and in that sense. Yeah,
probably the most just being, super vocal and, just being crazy supportive. What made me the happiest moments for me being away, not being able to play was being that guy that was, out there with the team. I would look at opposing benches, especially when we're at home. And then when I started traveling with the team, we'd all be up hollering, supporting each other, always having each other's back. And I think, from that all just kind of evolved and happened from the jump. I mean, this is a team where we support everybody. Everybody is a professional, and everybody wants to see the next guy have success and wants the next guy to make the play, the hockey assist, whatever it may be, hit ahead, let the guy have their moment. So, but for me, more than anything, I think it was just Colin and I having a lot of, talks at practice during games, continuing to be in his ear. DG, similar thing. Just being a great vet, just being a really, really good vet to those guys and trying to help them out, because I was trying to find ways to really stay engaged, because, obviously really upset. And like I mentioned, a mental hurdle for me not to be out there, but really wanted to make sure that those guys were feeling comfortable and having success. And, I was really happy with the way that they were playing. Had nothing to do with me. They put in the work. I just wanted to make sure I was giving a positive vibe and telling them what I see and let them bounce anything off of them that they wanted to.
And then you alluded to it a little bit, but how you felt coming into the season. Do you feel like even with this injury and you coming back, you can get back to that point eventually? Obviously, it'll take some time, but do you think you can get back there?
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind. I mean, my just overall love and chasing the game, there's no doubt that I can get back there. It might just take a second to get my legs underneath me. Of course, I come back, and the first guy I'm guarding is Zion Williamson. Picked a great one to come back for. But I said immediately, in my mind, I'm like, when the break is over, I'm out there. Like, I wanted to be out there as soon as I could. So, I think I can. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that I can get back to that point. It's just going to take a sec.
Thanks.
All right, last one, Marla.
Marla Ridenour, Akron Beacon Journal. Good to see you, Kevin, and congratulations on your engagement. You've been so courageous in other parts of your life and in your cause and everything. Was any part of you trying to, did you have to pep yourself up in any way? It seems sort of interesting because you've grown so much to see that you had these hurdles for this injury. So how did you kind of come to grasp with what's different about this? You know what I mean?
I think I know what you're trying to say, Marla, is that, it was such a mental hurdle for me. And the crazy part about it is I was in such a better headspace, even knowing that this was, one of the, not only more different, but more trying injuries that I've had. And I think, outside of that, just giving myself up or working on, my fund or working on different things in order to help others is putting like good energy out there. Maybe it's good karma, but just like giving myself up, even for the better of this team too, when I'm out, allowed me to stay engaged and gave me a source of true happiness. Whereas in the past, I mentioned like my entire identity was wrapped up in basketball, that, you take that away from me, I don't have anything. I don't have these tools in order to, allow myself to be who I truly am. So no, I think it allowed me to be settled in. I didn't put too much pressure or stress on myself outside of saying, hey, I want to be back by this date. Like, screw what you guys say. If you tell me 6 weeks, I hear 6 weeks. I don't hear 8. But no, just staying with it, continuing to chase the game, do everything right, and that's all you can ask for. But at the end of the day, having that stuff outside of basketball, where I can work on being a better me, and those things giving me range to be a better problem solver for basketball. That's what I got to keep adding to this, and maybe I can apply it to help other dudes as well.
I just want to ask you one quick thing. Was stepping in front of Zion, did that help with the mental hurdle?
Yeah, I was a little upset there because I didn't plant my left foot down, because I thought I would have taken a charge there. It would have been a big moment for me. But that's a big boy. Yeah, that's a little bit of a mental hurdle there when you got 280, 90 pounds falling on you. So